Hello, hello. What's up, guys? We finally back. Can everyone hear me? Can you see the Bitcoin chart? Music not too loud. All good. Beautiful. Gonna be a quick live stream. Not sure how long, but I wanted to do one. I just came home a couple hours ago, so I'm still pretty tired, but feel like an update here is in place since we're in quite a bit of positions, to be honest. And I think we're in a very interesting spot in the market, especially for Ethereum and altcoins. Maybe less interesting for Bitcoin. But we will take a look at all of them, right? Starting with Bitcoin and then go over some altcoins and see what we do next. Longed ETH from 28.85, hope for continuation. Let's see, man. How was Malta? Malta was nice, man. Good weather. We had a nice time for sure. Is it expensive? Not really, no. It's like average, I'd say. I mean, I don't know where you're from, but right, I guess we'll get started. It will, like I said, be just a chill one, you know. Will be like a market review. So like when I make a normal video, just giving my thoughts on the market, but just gonna do it live. So feel free to ask anything if there's any questions. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, right? Are you Belgian? Yes, I am. Sound a bit like average Rob. Lol. Welcome back, thanks. Right, so we're gonna start off with Bitcoin and then do Ethereum, I guess. Maybe Ethereum, Bitcoin, and then do some altcoins. Starting off with Bitcoin. So my plan hasn't changed for the high time frame. What stands out to me on Bitcoin is a weekly close, obviously, massive weekly close. So yeah. It's hard to be bearish, to be honest, with a weekly close like this. And if we are about to see some downside on Bitcoin, I would at least expect a sweep of previous week's high. Okay, that's gonna be key in my opinion. So, but that's later. That will be the sort of lower time frame trading plans. But high time frame spot, as I said, nothing has changed. I am looking for 57.6 as a next major target, and I will be selling spots all the way up until there, maybe even a little bit higher until 60k. I'll be 40% out of my spot there. So when we wicked above 52.7, actually some more got hit, and I sold some more spot on the wick, and I will be doing so as we trend higher. Okay, why? I mean, I've explained a million times, simply because I think that the chance that we pump straight for all-time highs without at least seeing some ranging or some downside first on the weekly to trap some late longers, as we say, I think those that's unlikely, right? That we just go from here. But anyways, If it happens, so be it, and then I'll still be 60% in spot. If the retest, if the retrace, the downside happens, also happy days, then I'll be able to rebuy lower. Okay, so there nothing changed. As I said, the lower time frames, in my opinion, massive weekly close, which stands out, marking out last week's high, I think is the next draw on liquidity, especially because if you zoom in, zoom into the 4 hour, right, and you see where those lows were resting, you could take these as the lows and you will see that the level has been pivotal because we swept the lows on this move, beautiful retest, and now sort of grinding higher. But it's, yeah, could also take this low down down here. Why? Because if you zoom in to the daily, you will see that this low down here will be more significant. Why? It's more isolated. Okay, this low is more isolated than this one. So I think the most liquidity is gonna be resting below there. Now, as long as we hold up here, I think the next draw would be towards last week's high, and I think that's a main target for this week. Now, how can we use that for potential trades? Well, the only way I personally play this, right, is if we get a sweep of some lows. Ideally, as I set the low down here, sweep that low into key levels down here, right, sweep, reclaim, and that's why only then. Well, then you have a clean invalidation on your longs, probably somewhere below there, on the sweep, and a target of last week's high, and still got a decent risk reward. Well, yeah, probability wise, I think there's a high probability that we will be trading towards last week's high, even if it's from here. But yeah, where do you put your stop? I mean, stops below here are dangerous, and even then, right, it's not worth the risk longing up here. So rather wait for a dip and a potential sweep a little bit lower before looking for longs. But I do think that we will be trading above last week's high in this week, whether it being for a sweep and then lower, or for a breakout and a lot higher. Okay, so as I said, high probability that we trade towards last week's high, and the reaction there will be key in my opinion. What I mean with that is either we sweep last week's high and see weakness back within this range, right, with this as the high and this as the low. At that point, I would say it's more likely that we see a retrace from there. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. That might even be healthy. So sweep that liquidity and reject. I could see us retrace all the way back into 48Ks as a first target. Okay, this former high level resting at 49 into, right, just a general area of resistance here, which is, yeah, 47.5 to 48, 49. If we fail to get a quick wick in there and bounce from there, and instead show weakness below here, right, then I could see us go all the way back into this range and all the way back into potentially low 40Ks. Okay, and then we'll see the reaction there. If we don't sweep the highs and reject, right, and instead, ideally you wait for a 4-hour close, right? If the 4-hour close is above here, right, then I just chill in spot and let your bags pump to new highs, and my fresh target will be 58K up here, being this high time frame weekly key level from back here, right? If you zoom in on the daily, you'll see that this was the level that had to hold in case we would have pumped to new highs from there, but we failed to do so, broke below and then accelerate lower. So this will be key level in my opinion. Got some clean highs here as well, so might even see us pump into 64 62 to 64 before potentially retracing, but that area in general will be key high time frame resistance in my eyes. So yeah, that's all I'm watching for Bitcoin. Chilling in spot for now, slowly scaling out all the way until 60k, and the low time frames I would just look to long dips, right? Yeah, wait for those juicy low sweeps to get long and target new highs, I'd say. It's been working for quite a while, so keep doing it as long as it works. Do you see a scenario where we revisit 32, 35? Yes, for sure. If I look at the chart, for sure, right? We haven't really seen a retest of this area, this key pivotal area, but it will probably, yeah, depend on if they're gonna keep buying spot Bitcoin for the ETFs. We might not see that low ever again. But yeah, definitely not ruling it out. As I said, the Bitcoin I'm scaling out of until 60k ideally is to buy back below 40k. For below 40k, I'll start buying back aggressively because I think for the long term that's a great entry, but not sure I'm gonna get it. But we'll see. Right, okay, so that's Bitcoin done. Ethereum, as I said on the break above here, I bought more spot Ethereum, and my main target for ETH is this clean high up here into supply at 4k. I'll be scaling out of Ethereum up there as well. I'm not sure, to be honest. Probably also sell like 40%, right? In case we do something like this, pump, sweep, break back below, then some downside, probably some ranging here. Maybe not all the way back towards here, but I've said this before. It's not because you think that something's not gonna break out straight away to new all-time highs that you're saying is gonna dump a lot, right? It can just take much more time than you initially anticipate. And that's the case for Ethereum up here as well. So I could definitely see a scenario where we take out these highs, break back below, and then just spend a lot of time in between 3.5, 3.6 and 2k. Maybe not that low, maybe 2.4, somewhere around there. And then ultimately see the breakout. So I'll likely scale out of some Ethereum. Well, likely for sure. Some, just don't know how much yet. And rotate that into some altcoins, some strong altcoins at that time. But yeah, Ethereum, I mean, dips are for buying, you know. Look at this weekly. I've been bullish on Ethereum since we broke above this range high level. Why? Because this range high level was key, high, swept, retest, downside. If this was a bearish range, that would send us back towards the lows. In my opinion, the retest of this range high should have held. Instead, the retest of range mean held. We started grinding higher, broke above range high, lower time frames, clean ass range with the highs and the lows. Lows swept into former range high, key level, right? And then broke out, boom, ugly rejection at first, but mid-range held, and now just grinding higher and higher and higher. Even without a lot of downside or retraces or retests in between, it's just been grinding up. So I mean, why be bearish on this? I think we're going for 3.6k. So I'm comfy in my spot bags, and I'll be holding until there at the very least. Okay, and that's where I'll be scaling out some probably. And if you're not in, right, look to load up on dip side, say. Let's see, weekly, right, you can already see somewhere around here would already be a good buy if you're not in. Key level from back here that kept the market here, now broke out of there, so the retest might be a good entry for a spot, maybe even on margin. If it fails to hold there, probably the consolidation here that led to the breakout, right? But obviously really bullish on this one as well. Then some altcoins. First one is Yup, right? We've been watching it for a long time, and when this move happened, that's where we became bullish, right? Why? Because back then we said this move was an aggressive liquidation wick that stopped everyone out, right? Strong buyback, the higher low, right? I initially started longing up there even, then the higher low, and then strong bounce from there, breaking above the origin of where this move started, right? You could take this as the origin if you zoom in onto the hourly, right? Where did that move start? From this consolidation, right? And if you just draw that as some support, you will see that price pumped aggressively above, and then beautifully when it came back to that area, bought up, one more sweep into range lows as well, bought up again, and then significant here, didn't sweep the highs, right? And that's what I like to see, because that means even more liquidity resting to the upside. So that's a good sign for me. Equal highs up here as well. So in my opinion, this looks extremely good for higher prices. Let's remove my position for now. So my initial stops were tighter, but then we moved stops a little bit lower in case we, right here, we would have done something like this, right? In the end, it wouldn't have mattered, but anyways, took some off on the sweep above here, but we're still in 75% in longs on this one, and the first target for me now is up here, where I'll be taking some more off. Then it's up here, and new highs. Okay, just gonna be scaling out on the way up. What invalidates this? Well, a clean break above this level now. So ideally we hold this sweep, right? So I think we're sitting at support here. Just a pivotal area in general, you know, support there. And then the sweep, this sweep was significant, that this one held. So in my opinion, we either hold above here or one more sweep below and a strong buyback, right? And if that doesn't hold us, then we're probably, if we close right below this low, ugly, then we're probably bleeding a lot lower. So at that point, I'll get out. But right now, I don't see that happening. So still bullish on this one, and still in longs. Next one is Loom. Swing longed this one before I went away, right? From this candle right there, what was the ID? Lows deviated and reclaimed, right? And a ton of highs resting above us. So in my opinion, this is setting up for a liquidation cascade to the upside, which would mean aggressive pump and take all of the liquidity at once. So far, we haven't really seen what I wanted to see, right? But it has been looking very strong, okay? Initially swept these highs. Well, it sort of didn't, you know, it made an equal high, and got rejected pretty ugly, wicked even below here, below this range low level. But as you can see, the reaction from there, beautiful upside after retesting this range low as support. So in my opinion, this still looks great for upside. Let's remove the setup for now. What I do worry about a little bit is this daily open pump, which was also the weekly open. As you can see, this flat daily candle, I've talked about it a lot. I don't like seeing those on the charts. If it's just a weekly, I would say okay, but it's on the weekly as well, you know. The weekly straight up pumped from the open and we just swept these two key highs. So what I could see here is that we revisit that weekly open from here and actually see a sweep, maybe even all the way into the previous week's low and sweep it into this weekly demand. You see, my stop should be safe as long as Bitcoin doesn't absolutely nuke. So I'm just gonna hold this position, but that's just something to keep in mind, right? That weekly flat bottom, weekly open pump, which is the reason why I could see something like this. First scenario, right, just to take that daily flat bottom, or a second one even lower and sweep it into blue, right? I didn't only long this, sorry, on the 10K account, I also bought spot. So I'll be holding this. Now what's invalidation? Well, a break below this blue area. As long as we hold above, my next target for this one is all the way up here for Loom, okay? So yeah, this flat bottom strategy, right? It's not only good, yeah, to potentially to just drastically close your positions, but also to feel more comfortable when price does return to that area, right? Some people, when this would do this, would panic and then close down. While now we know, well, it might just be to take out that flat bottom and then after that see this and just immediately erase all of the downside it did because it was just to take out that flat bottom on the weekly, right? And the chart would look a lot healthier at that point. So either we do this or we just absolutely run away from it. And then it doesn't matter that we have that flat bottom down there. But as you can see, this can move very quickly up and down, right? Pump straight up, right? And then aggressively down and then aggressively up again. So why not do it again? Something like this and then straight back up again, right? But yeah, we know our invalidation. So it's up to the market right now. What else do we have? What leverage to use? Leverage doesn't matter. It's about the risk. Unable to DM on Twitter and Discord. Well, both of my DMs are open. I haven't checked them yet though. After stream, I'll catch up on all my DMs. So if you send me a message, I will answer after the stream. Yeah, Bit is one I also longed. So what I liked about this one is the strength it has shown after wicking all of these highs. So we wicked, swept all of these highs. I thought we would from here at least see maybe a retest of like this area, and instead we just filled in the wick immediately, right? And then came back down here to retest former highs as support. So that was the idea, long there, at least looking for a sweep of our local highs and potentially even put in new legs, new highs. And I still believe it does look good, although I could see a sweep of some lows first. Okay, if you take a look, where's the opposite side of the liquidity? That will be down here. So what I could see here is a sweep there, boom, reclaim, and then higher from there. Okay, so for now I'm holding this, but I might close if I don't like what I'm seeing, if it's really weak. If it doesn't sweep the low here and instead closes below, I will likely get out. But otherwise, I think it still looks good for at least a move towards these highs up here for a 1 hour. And then ideally continuation to the upside, but we'll see. We did some beautiful trades on this one from down here though. And that's also the reason why I'm bullish on Yup at the moment, because it's basically the same idea, you know. You see this candle, it's exactly the same on Yup, and it marked the bottom. Yup, if you compare the two, is currently trading around here, maybe even around here. Let's see. You see? I mean, it's not a one-on-one, but you get the idea, right? So yeah, let's see. Those are the 3 altcoin longs I'm in, and in the Loom spot as well. And then yesterday I added another bag, which is GMX. This one, it's looking strong at the moment. Because I've heard some things about this one. You can stack it. But more importantly, the chart, what we always focus the most on, looks incredibly good in my opinion. Clean accumulation range in my opinion, right? Lows, highs, swept the lows, reclaim, retest, back to the highs, swept the highs, back to the lows, and now swept the lows into the retest of range low, right? And that's significant to me, that we swept these lows into range low. So now you also have a clean invalidation on your upsides, on your longs, on your spot backs. Okay, you know that if it breaks below here on the daily and doesn't sweep this, well, doesn't do something like this and reclaims, but instead it closes down here, then you know you're wrong, right? It will likely trade towards here. But as long as it doesn't do that, I think the next upside objective is back towards range high. And at that point, I think we just break out and go for new highs. Okay. So that's my newest spot back. I've bought some, but I have room to add in case we retest this blue area. So if Bitcoin nukes and we do something like this, I'll probably be adding. But yeah, as you can see, it looks incredibly good. Also for longs would even make sense. Like if you're targeting up there, 2.7R, it's not bad. And we just got the sweep of these. Weekly demand, daily demand, and you could even narrow it down to 4-hour demand. All lining up, which is why your real invalidation will be right below there. For longs, right? For spot bags, you give it some room in case it wicks lower. But I'm really a fan of this. I like it a lot. Weekly looking healthy, daily looking healthy, just swept Monday low. Yeah, I like it. So yeah, I mean, let's do some more coins. Inch maybe was interesting. So you know, I was bearish on Inch. Where was it? I was comparing this sweep to this one. Yeah, it was before. It was right here. Somewhere around here that we shorted. But then what was it? Did we close for a loss or at break even? Can't remember exactly. Anyways, I was too early because we wicked above it again. But then ultimately went for some lows, right? Consolidated again against this resistance and then boom, break above. Okay, that's pretty significant to me. So let's remove all of these actually and take a look, because now if you just take this general area, it looks like a pretty clean SR flip, right? Just with this as the lows and this as the highs, reclaim the lows, right? You could also use this level right there. So now you have clean invalidation on longs, knowing that this was a significant sweep that sent us to new highs. We just swept the lows again. So did it sweep yesterday? Yeah, swept Monday low as well. I'd see, in this case it's sad that we swept these already, because that would have been a more draw to the upside. But apart from that, still looks amazing for higher in my opinion. What would that look like? Let's see. Something like this. Yeah. See, the thing is, either you target the highs up here, then it's a 1.3R, or you target new highs and a swing higher. If you do that, yeah, then it's fully worth it. Because if you just target these highs up here, maybe not worth it unless you trail your stop and think the low is in here. Then might be a good idea. But yeah, definitely wouldn't be shorting this. Actually might look to quickly take a long on this one. Hourly. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're in 3 positions already, and have quite some spot as well, so gotta be taking it easy. See, this is just gonna send. By the way, remember this pink list that I talked about these newer buy Bitcoins? All of them pretty much outperformed very well. The one I'm the most mad about is Ondo, because I was looking to get back in on this one, and if I were home I would have probably re-entered here. It would have been a massive play, but yeah, I didn't because I was away. Well, it's easy to say now in hindsight, but yeah, you guys know that I've been focusing on these coins a lot. But yeah, pumped way too much now to still get in. But these will still be coins that I'll be taking, that I'll be watching very closely, right? Still UMA, still this blue area below all of these lows. Let's see this one as well. Highs, lows. Maybe wait for this to come down to the lows, take out the lows, and then when it reclaims, right, maybe a break in market structure, look for longs back towards here, and then new highs. Yeah, this one's still looking good as well. General area, right? Resistance, broke above, support, 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 broke below, resistance, wanted to break above, resistance, broke above, retest as support. So wicks in there, probably a good buy towards these highs. This one looks interesting actually. What if you draw the range? Guess where your mid-range will end up. You can already guess. Right in that blue area. See? So yeah, not bad for the highs either. I like this. Zeta as well. Those lows look, see, Bitcoin's pumping. Yeah, last week's high probably. Although I'd wait for some lows to get swept on this. Dim as well. See all of these lows. Yup, yeah, we're long on that one. Miro is looking interesting as well. Daily coming into demand here and sweeping some lows. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Did we already? Very close to last week's high. As I said, keep an eye on last week's high, you know. You don't want to see a sweep of this and then this. Well, you don't want to see, I mean, if it does this and immediately breaks back below, then we're likely going instantly towards back to 50Ks. Sort of swept it here, but nothing significant yet. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if it does that. If it does this and then back to the lows. So where were we? Yeah, then Ondo. That's what I just said. Ondo, it's just too high for me to look for longs here, you know. You don't, well, not too high, but you don't have a clean validation. Well, you do, but it's too far away. You get my point. I would only feel safe with stops like below here, so not worth it. With, let's see, there's these highs. They're sitting at range mean as well, I think. Let's see the weekly, daily. These lows are gonna be significant. And what highs? Yeah, probably these. Or you take it up here. Yeah, not bad. I like this, that we swept this and then retested it. Although these lows will now be more significant than these. What coin was it that had something similar? Right, so I would feel more comfortable is this, if this went once more below the low to take out this. To take out this into here. Then I'd probably look for longs back towards the highs. Xai, yeah, similar to Ondo. Would have loved to long this here. This was a beautiful sweep, you see, into range mean area, right? Highs, lows. Look how beautiful. Range mean, tapped, swept the lows, and then just absolutely sent. Beautiful. And Manta, yeah, feels like it wants to squeeze as well. This one might be a good one because it hasn't moved significantly yet, you know. Just high time frame demand. there. And then 4 hour. Yeah, not really. But it's just been making higher highs and higher lows. And I think we at least tap this here before potentially retracing a bit. So then I'd say something like this, wick in there, and then maybe the higher low somewhere around here, and then break out to new all-time highs. So this isn't a bad spot where it's at, in my opinion. $53K tagged. Let's see. Yeah, see, that's a more decent sweep now. Now I just wait for the 4 hour close. But yeah, there's no way I'd blindly short this. Just be cautious for a move back inside the range. What's ETH doing? Damn. Good times, man. Portfolio is at all-time highs. Yeah, let's see, man. How you drag the line like that. Hold shift, man. Or I'll see. Do I have it here? Nope. Or I think I charted this before. Oops. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I wouldn't say it looks bad, but yeah, there's no way I would enter here, you know? Then I'd wait for a retest of at least this area. See? Something like this. And then target these highs maybe here. If you're in, right, could take some profit, and then next target is probably this pivotal area. You see? Yeah, around there. But yeah, also at some local supply here where we started dumping. So I definitely wouldn't rush in here. If it retests this area, then I might be interested, sorry. No worries. Let's do Tia. Well, not really liking this one too much. Swept the highs, opposite side, right? Where did these highs lead to? These lows. So I'd either wait for strength above the highs, break above here, something like this, or a sweep of range lows. Right here, it's in the middle of nowhere. my biggest spot bag but looks terrible. Yeah, then you're doing something wrong, no? Could you see Tia taking out the lows around 9? Yes, for sure. Oh, 9. I mean, yeah, why not? Yes, of course, anything can happen. But I'd say this will be main target, you know? I'll be interested in longs if it sweeps this. That's your key range low. You see that on the daily, this sideways price action that led to, boom, also significant, this sweep. So I think if we sweep this low, that will cause a big bounce, at least. STX, also interesting, but yeah, pumped a lot. Woo still at resistance, but looking way stronger than I would have thought. Oh yeah, and there was a lot of talk on Doggy as well. That's also still a spot bag that I have. Yeah, see, it hasn't moved, you know. Not sure what everyone's talking about. But I'll be looking for 0.12 and maybe 0.16, somewhere around there. I'll be happy with that as target. Can we break 3K on stream? Oh, we are at 3K. Wait, what? Lol. Not sure why everyone thinks that 3K is that important though. Just send it straight to 3.6. Yeah, I'll have to check though, because everything's at a key area here. I think we could be locally topping on everything here. So yeah, definitely gonna keep an eye on it. It's a psychological level. Yeah, sure. True. Right, I'm gonna hop off. Quick stream with my thoughts, some charts. Wouldn't be rushing into anything right here, right now, because I feel like, yeah, everything's pumped a lot, and I could see a flush down, a flush lower, right? But yeah, as always, simply manage your risk and you should be good. Look to buy dips though, right? If the market gives you that flush, look to buy them. But take it easy up here, I would say. We will do another live stream on Thursday, so stay tuned for that. I'm pretty tired right now, so gonna hop off, take it easy for now. But you can catch me in the Discord and on Twitter, obviously. Thanks to Vela Exchange for sponsoring. If you use the link in the description, send me a DM and I'll add you to the Discord. And leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to my YouTube. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.